Hello, I'm Steve Barnett, and I'm going around Swanwick to asking people what their goals are for the year so they can refer to it and make sure they've done it by the time they come back.
Hi, I'm Steve Cope. This is my second year at Swanwick, and I'm looking forward to maybe one day being published. It would be nice to have an anthology of stories, or maybe get my story that I aimed for my grandson published. Even if it's self-publishing, it would be great. It would be great.
Have you got a title for it?
Well, I don't think it's going to be applicable because I need to change the titles. It seems that according to the lectures that we need a good gritty title for the youngsters, so I might have to change it from his greatest adventure.
Well, good luck with your endeavours.
Thanks very much.
Hello, my name's Annie Hall. I'm 22, and hopefully by the end of this year I want to have written and filmed a comedy pilot series to send off to production companies with me in it. If it's funny, it might not be.
I bet it will be.
It will be, because I'm in it, I mean.
Of course it will be.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, that's my main goal, and to write monologues and then get them in Edinburgh Fringe next year.
Thank you.
I'm Richard Hewitt. This is my third year at Swanwick. I'm currently working on a psychological thriller. My goal for the next year is to have this completed to a standard that is sufficient for publication. I'm currently about 60,000 words into the second rewrite.
Okay, my name is Maggie Cobbett. It's my 12th year at Swanwick, and I'm currently working on a new children's book. I raced to get the previous one out, Wheels on Fire, which was my first children's book. Normally I write for adults, as you can probably see from the t-shirt.
Oh, hang on, let me zoom in.
Are you zooming in?
I'm zooming in.
Okay.
Brilliant.
So children's writing is something new for me, and it's about a boy who came up from a London workhouse in 1900 to work in the Yorkshire coal mines. It's based very loosely on somebody way back in my family tree. I'm ashamed to say I was working on it this time last year at Swanwick on Procrastination Free Day. Didn't get much further with it, and now I'm working on it again. So I'm hoping before next Swanwick I shall have it finished.
Yeah.
My name is Sally Truman-Dickin. I've been inspired by John Lamont's one-to-one this morning to carry on with my novel, which is called The Battle of Vimy Ridge, a battle in the First World War. And he has motivated me that it is worthwhile to continue. He's read a little bit of it, and now I feel inspired to go away and finish it off.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mark Iverson, and I am the author of Cursed Horror Stars, a non-fiction book published by Telos Publishing, which deals with the rise and fall of 5 horror movie greats from the Golden Era. And I would say last year at Swanwick was the first time my book was available in the book room. And I would say it would be thanks to Swanwick, and I've been going here for 9 years now, and it was thanks to them that if it wasn't for what the guidance I've had and the friends that I've made over the years, I probably wouldn't have gotten, to say if I hadn't got that far would have been an understatement. So, just say it's a marvellous place. I'd recommend it. Come to Swanwick. If you're going to be a writer, have a great time. Buy my book because I want to be a millionaire sooner rather than later. I mean, I'm a millionaire now. I just don't have the money.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Hi, my name's Gordon Robertson. I'm a writer and filmmaker from Scotland, and my goals for this year and going into 2018 are kind of twofold. Because I'm a filmmaker, I'm always looking out for projects to make, and at the moment I'm in pre-production on a short film which I hope to film in Glasgow either the end of this year or the start of next year. So hopefully by the time I'm here next year, that film will be complete. From the writing point of view, like sort of short stories and novel writing, the one thing I'm trying to work on just now is a bigger piece of work, and I'm trying to move from short films into short scripts into novella-sized material. So I've had a number of short stories published, but I want to try and extend that so that it then moves towards the novella and towards the novel. But that'll come through experience and trying to gain more confidence. So that's my goals for the rest of 2017 and 2018.
Have you got the names of the novels?
Not at the moment, no. At the moment I'm still working on just extending the material and getting the confidence to write longer pieces.
All the names of the things you've got published?
I've had about a dozen short stories published, one of which, the very first one I got published was called We May Need to Speak With You Again, which was a story constructed purely in dialogue. There was no description in it, and it was very quickly you realise that the story is about a police interview. There's been a murder taking place in a zoo, and a tiger has killed one of the zookeepers, and there's a suspect being interviewed by a detective, and it's not until the very, very end of the story that you realise the suspect being interviewed is the tiger itself. So I tend to work in magical realism subjects, things that could possibly happen given a big stretch of the imagination. So, but the short film that I'm going to be working on is called Hareshi, and Hareshi's been put on as a play at Page to Stage this year in Swanwick. So what I'm hoping to get from that is an idea how someone else can take the material and perform it in a different medium, and then I can take that away, use that information and experience and make it into a short film.
Do you want to go first? Yes, you can go first. I'm Alexandra. I come from the US originally, but I've been living in Buckinghamshire since 2014. This is my first time at Swanwick. I am a top Write scholar, and I also won the short story competition. It was actually one of my first short stories I ever wrote. I actually am much more interested in writing novels, particularly historical fiction. I've self-published one historical fiction novel as well as a cookbook of heritage recipes. And my goal is now to finish the novel I'm working on and hopefully get it traditionally published. I also would really love to teach novel writing, and I think Swanwick would be a wonderful place to do it.
Hello, I'm Jenny. I've come to Swanwick for the first time. I'm here on Top Right, which is a really exciting opportunity for me. I'm currently working on my first novel, and I took up blogging this year as well. So I blog at Cecilia Marsden on WordPress, so look me up if you want to. I am working on a book which is a historical book set in Northumberland about somebody that inadvertently causes a shipwreck, and it's all about the aftermath of that and the consequences. I'm really enjoying that. I've done quite a lot of work since I got here, and I'm really enjoying the opportunity to really crack on with some writing, because I work full time, so usually finding the opportunity to write during the week is pretty tricky. I crossed the 40,000 word marker on my novel yesterday, so I'm really thrilled with that. And I'm signed up for the procrastination free day today, so we're just writing back to back from just after breakfast until just before dinner. And I've done 2,000 words in a blog post so far, so I'm really happy with that, and hopefully more words will happen this afternoon. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you. Okay.
Hi, I'm Martin Brown. I'm at Swanwick for the first time. I came here for various reasons. One, to sell my books. Two, because I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I wanted to see if I could find people that I could help here with writer's block, with fears and anxieties they have about the publishing process, and also just to see what the program was like. I have, at the moment, I'm working on a series of children's books, rhyming, illustrated children's books that are very silly. They're humorous, the parents read them too, and there's a different level of humour for the parents, and they are really, I think, entertaining. I write for myself. I don't care if anyone else likes my books or not, and I think it's very important that people have that philosophy, because I think that's what stops people really moving forward with their writing a lot. So my message to everyone is write for yourself, and if other people like it, great. If they don't, that's their problem, not yours.
Have you got the titles of the stuff you've got?
The current books that I have in there are Bobby the Blobfish. Blobfish was an animal that was voted the world's most ugliest animal in 2013, and I felt really sorry for him, and I wanted to write a poem about him because the world's ugliest animal really is Donald Trump. And the other book is called Alan the Alien. I also have grown-up books about my observations of Spanish culture from living 8 years in Madrid. So that one is called Spain is Spain, and it's very controversial. I sold a lot of copies, and I was asked to leave Spain.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Hello, my name is Pennant Roberts, which is very Welsh, and I am very Welsh, I suppose, Welsh speaker, and a lot of my inherent gifts, if you call them that, would be Welsh gifts, because Welsh is an oral language, an oral tradition anyway, and so we produce poets, singers and that sort of thing. Not that I'm a singer, but I love words, and this love for words goes down to poetry initially I suppose I'm a poet, and I'm so pleased looking around here in Swanwick that I am a writer. I feel sorry for people who don't write because they can't avail themselves of so much, successful or unsuccessful. Writing opens all sorts of avenues for you, meeting friends and sharing thoughts with people. And the joy of Swanwick, of course, is the fact that you can speak to somebody and suddenly realise other people think in a similar way to yourself. And what you thought was a rather odd and strange thing to do is actually more commonplace than you thought. The writing process for me is changing because I now belong to, back in South Manchester, a storytelling group. And that appeals to me because storytelling, of course, is an all ancient tradition. And I do have a certain part of me that says averse to the written word, the pen and the bloody nib and the paper and all this, because they didn't have these things, because they were illiterate. So the language, as we were speaking just now about all the wonderful Indian languages of a different period, you can't tell me there wasn't poetry in these various tribes who produced names like Saskatchewan and Mississippi and Nebraska, and in Mexico you've got Popocatépetl, Acapulco, lovely words, and where have they gone? Whoosh! Exterminated almost, aren't they? So they were sort of a disease to get rid of. Modern languages, I think, lack phonetic quality. Initially they had, I believe that Socrates could neither read nor write. It's a philosopher, which surprises some people. But he had, what he said survives. And he wasn't liked. He was, in actual fact, I think he was murdered with him. That's my theory. They've covered it up because there's so many different stories of how Socrates died. Writing. I write nearly every day, and it is a compulsion in a way. And I'm not alone. You find that most of the people here, I think, it's funny, will put pen to paper sometime. And of course we're all sort of been through the education system, so it has to be the paper and the written word. But it goes beyond that, because in the storytelling group, of course, it always has been stories. And there was no nibs, no ink, no paper, no nothing. And that's not such an awful long time ago. You know, your great-grandparents, they'd all be illiterate, wouldn't they? Yeah. So it's a pity something's been lost in a way with the technology, perhaps you could say, because the language is becoming less colourful because of technical words, languages, jargon and so forth. I'm afraid I'm not a high-tech person, and I can't take on all this computer jargon because it lacks poetry. I love the, some of the old-fashioned phrases, which are connected with, farming or something like that, which was a technology after all. Yes, I'll continue to write because, well, as I said earlier, I can't help it.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm Steve Barnett. I'm here with Steve Mail, and I'm going to ask him what his goals are for this coming year and any work he has managed to have his achievements on. Thank you.
Hi Steve. My goals for coming here was to jumpstart the writing that I've been trying to finish for the last year or so, and get some inspiration for moving it forward, and then finalising a project that's been going on for something like 3 years, I suppose, and then getting on to my next project, which will be more, I think, fun than the previous one.
Okay, have you got names for the projects at all?
I have indeed. The project, the current project, is sort of a book on the meaning of life, something sort of profound, if you will, and that's called Modelling Man. It's unfortunate sort of title in the sense that you might look it up if you're looking for male models, but it's not about male models.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Okay, my name's Jacinta and I've written a series of books, 2.5 books so far, called Athletia, and I'm the author of 2 short stories that were published by the Australian Times. One is called Winter's Soul and the other is called The Scribe of Circumstance. So my goals are to complete my series and have them published as a fantasy series and continue on down the track of writing my fantasy books.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Natalie McNeil and I'm a writer and a poet. I'm originally from Manchester. I currently live in Chester. I write for children and young people poems and fiction stories. I'm currently working on 2 poetry books, one for Bullying Online campaign and the other one is for chronic pain syndrome. I'm also working on fiction snippet books for teenagers. So basically that's little pocket books which consist of novels inside of small stories. That's it.
Okay, can you name your the books that you've got, the book you've got out, please?
Oh yeah. I currently have self-published a book called The Mancunian Times, and that's about people and families living in disadvantaged areas in Manchester. I've successfully sold over 100 books, and I currently take my book into my local schools, youth clubs and pubs to perform them in front of an audience.
Thank you.
And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, go.
Hello, I'm Martin Brown. It's my first time at Swanwick. I've been writing various things. I've written some short stories which can be found on Wattpad if you search for MB Oatsy. I've got a Facebook site, some of them can be found on there. Look for Martin Brown Oatsy. Written several Christian reflections and inspirational kind of pieces which have made it onto the blog, search for Creativity Brown, and various other places. I've written schools resources for charities, quite a few of those, but at the moment I'm working on a longer story, as yet untitled, but it's fantasy. Kind of imagine the Matrix in fantasy world, and you're roughly there. So, and I've been really enjoying Swanwick.
Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Steve Barnett. This is my first time at Swanwick. I am currently working on a project called Epoch Nye, which is a thriller, supernatural. It's angels and demons in the time of Armageddon, and the demons are trying to turn a normal... Oh, we've got noise in the background, it's fantastic. We've got demons that are trying to turn a normal man into a weapon in order to kill gods so they can keep control of the earth. It's a fast-paced novel. My goals are to get it published, get the last little parts tied up. I've got good feedback from my beta readers, and I'm hoping that it will be on the shelves soon. So thank you very much.